Good evening. So yes, we're not on the Paladin now. I thought I wanted to have a little look in Torghast. I haven't actually looked at it at all. As you can see, there's an expanded number of classes that can enter Torghast now, but Paladin is not one of them. So I'll be going in there. But first, it started me off with a load of talents which I may not necessarily want, and even though it will be the more straightforward ones it's given me, I thought I would have a little look. Just to have a look. So, I don't... We've changed some things around here as well. I hadn't really looked at Demon Hunter yet. I mean, I suppose I'd be safer. I'll just have a look. If there's any... I usually go for Demon Blades, don't I? Let's have a look. Insatiable Hunger. Demon's Bite, which is that one. Deals 20% more damage and generates up to 10 additional fury. If I go for largely passive effects, I might be okay with that. That's okay. Leech increase. I think I'm going to go for First Blood, so I am going to change that, I think. Unleash Power, yeah, maybe. Demonic, yeah, maybe. Alright, we'll give that a crack. I'm just going to do this first quest just to kill a few things before I go in, just to... because I haven't played the Demon Hunter really in this yet. Where are you coming? Come here, you. Oops. Oh. That's alright. Is that all I was supposed to do down here? Oh, I'm supposed to find some chap. Maybe? You feared me. Can you not do that, please? That's rude. I think this is the opposite to the way I came in, but I'll still lead to it, I think. Maybe. Yes. I'm going to leave them. Get on the yak, because I have no idea whether I'll be able to mount up and repair once I get into there. And here we go. Oh. 2 Covenant spell added to your spellbook level. Alright. Right, what have we got then? Summon Steward, the owl people. I hate the owl people. Right, well that's going on. Oh dear. That one's going on 6. What is this one? Detonates. Well, I'll put that on 2 then. Right, jeez, the destination of your demise. Right, random easy. Obviously, my first go in there on an unfamiliar-ish character. That's what we will do. Choose your first Chaos Strike on a floor deals an additional blood damage. Killing a Morat. I'll do that one. Without having any notion what I've just selected. Now this seems to be in the way with the quests over it, so that doesn't look great. Never mind. Let's see if I can untrack the quests to make that a bit easier. Right then, let's see. Target these. Any great benefit in doing so? Increase mastery 5%. Yeah, why not? I know I selected easy, but this, maybe it gets tougher as I get in. I suppose it will. Oh. I have snuck into Torghast a little earlier than the jailer expected. What does that even mean? That means it's not ready. So should really check as well as it. Let's glide. Oh, well, I don't think I'll need to taunt anything, but if I did, yeah, because it's boosted me to level 60, so I'll have some abilities I didn't have at 50. Oh, what have I just got then? Ah, oh, grey item. They seem excessively weak, these, albeit on easy level. But it seems they're weaker than like normal mobs when you're out questing. I'm not sure what the point of that is. Even the easy levels should be at least on par with that, not much easier, I would have thought. Oh, pain in the ass. Oh yeah. Right, let's have a look. Obtain a Morat harness, an item that summons a rat mount. This item is bound to Torghast. Again with the rat mounts. When you attack a new creature, you are healed. If you already have this talent, you may select another talent in the same row. Ah. Oh, extra talents are always nice. Yeah. Maybe I'll go for Demon Blades then, seeing as I was umming and ahhing between the two. Why not? That shouldn't do anything now, should it? No. Who's chucking things at me? Ambusher. Got on. At least I know what these more rats are now. I don't think I'd particularly want to be mounting one. Can't mount, can you now? Yeah, deaths apparently are quite bad. I'm not quite sure exactly how bad. The fact that it seems to limit you to 3 such deaths. Per floor anyway. Oh, hello. Oh, what have I just done there? Didn't mean to do that. Inflict shadow damage equal to 100% of all the damage you receive, split amongst enemies within 5 yards, but you are no longer able to step backwards. Who steps backwards anyway? That's interesting. Dealing any damage refreshes the duration of Immolation Aura. Okay. Interrupting with Disrupt deals 10% of the target's health as damage. Already does some damage. I'm going to choose that one because that seems interesting. But I'm not allowed to step backwards. It's actually true. Oh, I like that. Right, floor 3 then. Okie dokie. Oh, increase maximum health, increase aura, immolation aura damage increase. I don't really use that much, if I'm honest. But at the same time, nor have I been struggling for health, so we'll just go with that. Let's use it now on these. It's giving me loads of stuff. Acquire. This extinguished strand of anima can be used to gain power within Torghast. So do you gain 75 or gain 25%? We'll choose this one. Of course, if I'm near the end of it, then that one won't have been the best choice, but never mind. Oh. That's all my anima powers. Next one. Ah. See what I can purchase here. Let's just... Reveals a plundered anima cell, allowing you and your allies to select an additional power. Transform any non-melee enemy into an anima cell. Reduce the death count for your party. I don't have one, so that's fine. Obscure the vision... Obscure the vision of creatures and target every blah blah blah. Rejuvenated, maximum health, haste. Yeah, why not? Let's just try another power. So, gain the Trail of Ruin talent. Which one is that? Oh, I've already got it. So it would allow me a different one. No, actually, do you know what? Let's just... Come here. We'll just have the extra 75. Acquire 300. Oh, Felrush has a 1 second recharge for the next... You're immune to all damage when casting Eye Beam. But no, I'll just grab a load of that stuff and then not spend it. I'm imagining here that it's giving me an awful lot of this stuff. I don't know if it's just because it's easy or whether because we're testing it's just giving loads of it to us. Tracks have a chance to curse your target. You move 100% faster for 5 seconds after casting Fell Rush. Teach out 10, that sounds decent. Gain the Soul Rending talent, although I don't seem to be on a timer here. So I don't know if that's that useful. Already got that. Would I want any of the others? Oh, we'll go for the speedy one anyway. That was fairly straightforward for a Demon Hunter, I would suggest. And then it is the idea that one person didn't seem to do anything, did it? Oh, no timer. This isn't like Mythic Plus, no. So I'm just not entirely sure what the benefit of the speed thing is. I thought that lever might turn it off, so like you could have someone. Or is that just for the axe, maybe? The axe not swinging across with that. Okay, whatever. So one person can get through. I mean, that was childish for a Demon Hunter, really. It may be for anyone, not sure. Or a warrior, I suppose, would be the same sort of thing. Indigo. Well, I will help. I don't necessarily... We must find Penthea. Well, we'll just have a good old explore then, won't we? Good evening, Sane, by the way. I am liking the idea of a sort of like this. It's almost like a trial for. This is like trials in Elder Scrolls Online, isn't it? I do quite like the idea because I think we have to accept the notion now that in MMOs there are a lot of people play MMOs essentially solo, and obviously there's certain content you cannot have solo. You shouldn't have like solo raids or anything, that'd be silly. But some sort of instance content that you can do solo. I mean, they've done little shreds of it, haven't they? Like the withered training and stuff like that. But something that will be a much bigger part of the expansion, I think I'd be in favour of. But yeah, unfortunately they're not allowing paladins into Torghast, so onto the Demon Hunter we are. I mean, I'm only doing it on easy level anyway. But pretty much, the classes that are not yet allowed in Torghast are the classes that I essentially do play to some level. It's really rather annoying. I mean, I could have... Oh, there we are. Right, we'll kill these first. Final Fantasy XIV has a couple of procedurally generated dungeons. They're all the standard 4-person party size, yeah. I mean, procedural generation stuff is of course where we are with MMOs. But I would say the idea of having something for one player. Just accept the fact that, you know, MMOs are perfectly good one-player games as well. You can enjoy them as a single player. Yes, the main purpose of them is to play with lots of people. And that should always be the premium content, I feel, as well. Oh, there's another little thing there. That's my reward. Spells and attacks have a chance to grant you 35% haste, 50 seconds, or obtain 10 freed souls. I mean, that's probably better, isn't it? What happened to those? Oh, okay, well, maybe it wasn't. Never mind. But I haven't actually done any trials in Elder Scrolls Online, but they're like single player, single person dungeony type things, I think. But I think, you know, because I think they have toyed around with one player. As I say, the withered training was an example, but it was just literally toying around with it, and it wasn't something that lasted the expansion. Something like this, I can see, if it's handled right, can be quite good. I'll tell you what I hope, and I know I'm hoping against hope with this. For the poor raiders, what I hope is that... Oh crap, spears. I hope this isn't, and I know it's going to be, the sort of thing you sort of have to do as raiders. I know it is going to be the sort of thing you have to do. So, you know, save your breath by explaining. But that, you know, if it were just something that would be useful to casual players and maybe of interest to other players, then I'd be much more fully in favour of this. Proving grounds in Pandaria. Yeah, I think the thing with the proving grounds, though, I mean, that certainly wasn't... yeah, it was a toying around with a solo play. But that was like... as it said, it was a proving grounds. It was to just practice basic skills. It wasn't like an adventure in itself, was it? Right, the Fell Rush thing, but that's only for 1.5 minutes. Looting thingy grants you an absorb shield. Oh yeah, well I don't do that. It might force me to use Immolation Aura a bit more. Oh, Trials in ESO the same as Raise. Okay, I'm mixing it up with something else then, aren't I? There is a single player version of some... there is a single player thing in ESO then, isn't it? What am I thinking of? I thought it was Trials. It's obviously something else. No, there are delves, yes, there are delves, and also public dungeons, which are harder than delves, but also can be done one player. No, there's something specific, something for endgame. I'm sure of it. I've seen people doing it on videos. Where's that running away to? Come here, you pain in the ass. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, Dragonstar Arena, is that it? Alright. That's not familiar, but that must, I suppose that must be what it is then. I thought they were trials. Stand still and be clobbered. How many floors there are in this thing? Because I've been in... Alright, I don't really want to be feared on the edge of something. Oh, come on. So I've been in about a bit over half an hour, a bit under half an hour, I suppose, really. I'm just wondering how long the whole experience lasts. Obviously, I'm just doing this on easy, but it's on a character. I'm not... I mean, I play Demon Hunter now and then, but not excessively. Whereas the Donstar, which was 4-man, and the Dragonstar Arena, which was solo. It must be that then, if that is the solo thing. But I am certainly supportive of anything that gives you something for a single player. Because I think MMOs should I think they should now have to do that. And I know it sounds silly. People play play them as single player games. Just put something in for them. And again, I'm not suggesting it is what you spend most of your content on. That should still be for multiplayer and the serious multiplayer content. But you know, something like this, I think it sounds like it could be something genuinely good for a casual player. Because you also have the option, what I really like about it is you have the option to go in as a group as well. So it's not like this is a solo thing. It is, this is a thing that you can play with your friends. And I'm guessing what it basically means is if you've got a few of your friends on one night, you go in and do it as a few. If there's like two of you, you just do it as two of you. And if you're just on your own and no one else is on, you just do it yourself. Right, I'm not likely to kill a Morat specifically during Metamorphosis, so I don't really like that one. We'll do that instead. Now, what is this? Rune-locked vault. Is this a puzzle? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed to go backwards. Hold on. Are these supposed to be some sort of clue? Because I have to say... all right. Oh no, that hasn't worked out at all well. Right, let's do that. Oh, put them all back now. Jesus. Right. Puzzles. No. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do with it. Am I supposed to make them all the same or all different? That gets rid of one. That just replaces the one I've got rid of. I've got rid of two now. And now I've brought them all back. Oh dear. Oh. Right. That didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. Ah. Oh no! I cocked it all up. Right, we're back, we got it back. No. I'm just pissing about here. No. No. Oh, hold on. Right. No. The purple one on that, I think. Right. Let's just leave that. Blue. That wants to be blue. What does this want to be? That wants to be orange. So that wants to be blue. Ah. Okay. Huzzah. Again, that is that rage hoof. I'm not feeling it. Gain the unleashed power talent. So I can have Master of the Glaive. Yeah, I do use that a bit. So we'll have Master of the Glaive as well. Nice. I spent far too long on that puzzle. Come to accept that this solo content is going to be MMOs, even though you personally find it pointless. Well, the thing is, the way you can see it is a number of ways. So there's various advantages to it. First of all, it allows someone to get into a game where, because ordinarily they'd think MMO, that's for people who are going to join with friends and stuff. Well, my friends don't play it, but that it doesn't stop. It puts stuff in for you to play, and then maybe if you get into the game, maybe you persuade your friends to get into it as well. So there's that side of it. Then there's a side of it, so maybe you did play it with friends and then they just stopped playing with it. Well, what you don't normally do at that point is, unless you'd made new friends in it with like guilds and stuff, you stop playing as well. And again, it will help retain those players. Or as I say, even if you do play it with friends, it just gives you that flexibility. You know, because, I mean, with raids, for example, it's flexible in terms of numbers now. You can, and it has been for some years. So if you're in a very casual raiding guild, you know, you're doing normal or heroic, and you can say, right, we're going to do this raid tonight, and then what happens is no one's in. You haven't, you know, 1 week a particular player is available for it, and in they go, and then the next week they're not. But you're not having to bench people or anything like that. You just take who you've got. So you've got that flexibility in raids already. Where you don't have that flexibility is in dungeons, which is also a staple of the MMO. This is just like that. It's just that flexibility in dungeons for smaller friendship groups, or even just a single person. You cause more rats to explode on death. Ooh. Now that would be amusing. We'll do that. I'm not even going to read the others. I think the main reason you find seller content unpaid is because you started playing them back with EverQuest 1. I mean, World of Warcraft has changed. It's not just that there were more hardcore MMOs before WoW came along. WoW itself was a very, excuse me, a very different beast to how it is now. But the way people play these games is now very different. For a lot of people anyway. And it has been maddening for me that Blizzard haven't, you know, paid attention to the way people play the game. They need to cater for people. It's, you know, you need to get your business going. Stop losing. I mean, you accept that you're going to lose some players. Get more in. When you attack a new country, you are healed for blah. Well, that's all right. Do you know, I'm just going to buy a load of these. Oh, I can only get one from each one. Your strength, agility, stamina and intellect is increased by 30%, but you are no longer able to jump. Oh, Demon Hunter, that's a step too far. Not being able to walk backwards, that's one thing. Not being able to jump, no, that's no point. Every 5 uses of Blade Dance will heal you for 50% of your maximum health. And refill your fury. Oh, that is actually quite good. I will have to use Blade Dance more often. Oh, I suppose I'll follow it round. I could just jump there, couldn't I? Have I gone the right way around here? I'm not missing something out. I think I'm missing something out going this way. Still can't mount here. I mean, I play in much the same way now. I mean, Elder Scrolls Online, I don't even really do the dungeons that you can just sign up for. And you know, and I possibly will at some point, but at the moment I actually quite enjoy just questing. Imprison now charms your targets, forcing them to fight alongside you. Gain the demonic talent. Fell rush damage is increased by 400%, but it damages you for 50 if it doesn't hit an enemy. No, because in combination with that other one, I'm getting loads of. I'm getting all the talents here. Right, momentum. Yes, why not? Even in vanilla WoW, you could solo no problem. EverQuest soloing was unheard of. All the content was designed with grouping as a must. Yeah, but like I say, that is instantly restrictive. You know, the reason it would have worked back then. Oh, they don't seem to have finished that chain. Oh, hello. Is because the sort of people who had the ability to play those games would be the more hardcore players anyway of computer games in general. The likes of WoW made it more mainstream. Oh, hello. Can't walk backwards, that's right. What am I missing out here? Resonating chest. Alright, it's not letting me in there, is it? I mean, there's nothing else on here, on this thing. There weren't... Have I can't climb that, surely. It's too oh, yeah, it's too steep. Maybe... Oh, I can climb that one. I've missed that one out. Can Death Knight's going to Torghast yet? Oh, actually, I forgot. I can't remember now. There's a decent size list that can. I can't... I'll have to check for you when I finish this and I go out. Oh, this is an elite bot. Might as well use my abilities then, if this is probably like what you would call the boss. Right, Fell Rush increases my damage for 5 seconds. I need to remember that, don't I? Can you stun it? Oh, it can still be stunned. Rubbish boss. What did we get out of that? Torghast boss loot, but obviously it doesn't represent anything just yet. Got... Right, where's the down here? Ah. I mean, I have made a point of trying to kill everything, which I'm not sure if you have to do, but so far this has been about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes, and obviously I haven't been like rushing through it. And this is easy level, but it's easy level with a character that I'm not playing a lot of. Well, that's alright. Yeah, I approve of this. Maybe what I should do is try it on the next level then, but assuming that... Have we got another floor? I thought that would be it. Yeah. Oh, maybe I haven't finished. I thought I'd finished because that was like a boss. And it was the only boss I'd come across, but no, there is more. Come on, let me I-beam them. God's sake, there we go. I think probably not on the Death Knight one, but I will have to check when I finish it, because there's a reasonable chance I might have even done this on the Death Knight were it possible, because I have been curious about doing a Frost DK in this. I just haven't got around to it yet. But it is, I suppose, possible that I'd also considered... Oh, there's a thing there. Taking the Demon Hunter, because... it's a lot more straightforward to solo with something like this. In here, where you're constantly getting your health boosted back up every time you kill a little mob. You're getting free health out of it. If I try and think of the ones that I saw. So mages can, priests can, druids can, warriors can. Obviously demon hunters. Warlocks can. Seem to remember all the casters can. Which I suspect is probably deliberate. So I'm going to go up here first. Can't distinctly remember the others though. Right, this floor's quite big. This is a big one. Maybe this is the last one, I don't know. All these behind here. Come on, gather me up. Oh no, I don't fancy dying yet. That was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. So glad they didn't add a time limit on Torghast. That was the #1 reason to enjoy Mythic Plus. Oh, there you go then. I mean, I didn't necessarily think that there should have been a time limit. I just found it odd that there's an ability in here that gives my Fell Rush a speed boost on it. When time doesn't really matter, unless I suppose it's just a personal thing. If you yourself are in a bit of a hurry. I mean, if you look at how long this is taking me, and yes, this is me just aimlessly going in it. I'm not really worried about the time, but it is an easy one. Now, I haven't been everywhere, and that looks like the portal to the next floor. So I'm going to go back and do the rest of this floor actually. Gain immunity to all damage and harmful effects for 1.5 minutes. Oh no, I don't need that. Killing a mole rat during destroying increases the damage of your next demon blades. Balls. Alright, we'll just take that then. Interested to see what Breath of Sindragosa modifiers we can get. All right, I see. As I say, I don't I don't think I saw Death Knights in, but I will when I've eventually done this. Go and... Oh, actually no, sod it then. We'll go here. I'll leave the rest of this floor. So I just want to see, I suppose, how many bloody floors there are. Does it go on forever? Does someone know more about? Because I'll be honest, I haven't read up really very much on this. Does this just go on forever until, you know, and you can just play it as long as your playtime lasts, given that it is procedurally generated content? Or for all practical purposes, you know, is it going to turn out there's like 100 levels if necessary? Yes. Is it? Are you serious about that? Is this actually endless? There's no limit on how high you can go. Oh, okay. Floor 12. Well... According to Blizzard. Okay, I don't know what this is. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Oh! Fire! Will you die? Oh, God. Don't run away now that you've chosen to die. Right, I'm not loving this. Pending animal... Right, really quickly. I've already done that, although it seemed to wear off. Become able to see which enemies are carrying plundered animal. Oh, nice. This is a weird level, I'm going to be honest. There's nothing really of interest here, is there? And the alpha people are getting to like floor 75, but Preach feels might only be for the alpha. Yeah, I think there's any number of things that might just be for the alpha. I mean, if you look here, I've gathered 15 of these legendary component things. I mean... Given that this is easy level, and this is just like one, you know, I think, and I don't know how many you're going to need, obviously, but that would sound like a lot to me. So I think there's quite a few, and the sheer number of these things that you're finding, I strongly suspect is for alpha as well, just to try them. But yeah, I mean, when you're in testing, particularly in alpha, you never really know. You are only just literally doing that. You're just testing, and you're testing whatever they want you to do. So you're not really getting the actual experience at this stage of things. So without actually paying attention to what Blizzard are saying, if indeed Blizzard are saying anything, you won't really know, yeah. There's nothing here, is there? I'm not missing anything. He's thinking that when it goes live, the floor 30 might be where most people will get stopped. Okay. Well, I mean, that's... Oh, crap. Right. I think this might be one of those situations where get yourself safe and then have a look at it. Critical chance, why not? Ah, actually something proper to kill. I'll tell you what then, when I've done this, I'll just... because when you go to a new level, it lets you just exit anyway. So we'll do that, have a look at what other classes you can put in it. But then I may end up just coming straight back in anyway. But it depends what else. If there is a Death Knight there, I could have a crack at making a Death Knight. Dealing physical damage has a chance to confuse the target. That just sounds messy. Immolation aura increases. Yeah. Okay. Right, well I'm certainly not doing 75, so let's just exit. Right, let's have a little look then. Yeah, so Priest, Mage, Warlock, Demon Hunter, Warrior, Shaman and Druid. So no Death Knight, no Rogue, no Paladin, no Hunter. Basically all the ones I sort of play every now and then. I mean Warrior's there as well. I suppose I could make a Warrior, but I'm not that bothered. Well, let's just go straight back in. Obviously it'll be a new one again. Yep, right. Ah. So, what should we do normal? Let's... Oh, there's quest versions. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do one of these. Do one of those. Right. Cooldown of Blade Dance is reduced or increases Phantasma earned. I wasn't actually using all the Phantasma I was getting, so we'll do that. Ah, do you know what will have happened as well? So my talents are now stuck in the less optimal, the ones I didn't really want. Because obviously when I was in the other one, it kept giving me talents that I already had, and then I chose different ones. It's kept those configurations, I think. Yeah, it has. So you have to reset your talents every time you come out, basically. I did not appreciate that. I am thinking straight away though that if I were to do this as just on a purely casual basis, I'm going to guess that probably the Demon Hunter is the one I would probably most likely to do it on. Damage of blade dance is increased. Yeah. Everything I've read and heard said that Torghast will be must-do content at endgame. Blizzard said it'll be how we get the stuff to craft the legendaries. Yeah, it certainly is, because that's what I got from there. I mean, this is what I was saying before. You know, Torghast, in terms of what it is, I am quite supportive of. I wouldn't like, I mean, I said, I wouldn't like the idea that it's a must-do for raiders and stuff, but I know it is. The fact that you use it to get stuff for legendaries, that just makes it so that you have to do it. So the actual content, I think it's just Blizzard doing what Blizzard keep doing. The actual content I think is good from what I've seen so far, obviously quite limited. But They shouldn't be making raiders do stuff that's not raid content. And they shouldn't actually make Mythic Plus Dungeoneers do this either, because this is... The way I would see this is this would be to Mythic Plus Dungeons what normal mode or heroic mode would be to Mythic raiding. Oh, let's do that. That looks interesting. Again, it's this notion of putting relatively casual content in the game that you make very serious players have to do. And how much of the week is this going to take up for a raider? It's shit like this that stopped me raiding in the first place. But it's not unenjoyable content on a casual basis. If I was doing this because I wanted to do it of an evening, I'd be more than happy with it. More than happy. The problem is, if I was a raider, you know, and I was having to do it, I would resent doing it in much the same way I used to resent Mythic Plus a lot. Because it's the sort of content I would have liked to have done casually, but because I was having to do it, it felt like a chore. They just say the materials will drop early for people looking to jump in and out. Well, okay. I suppose they're at least giving it some consideration then. But the fact you have to do it at all, I mean, why? That being said, though, depends how early. Because it certainly was quite early in the other one. I got to that 15, but I did, well, I got some anyway. Solar ending. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, that lever actually did turn them off. If you're raiding, Mythic Plus is definitely not optional. No, indeed. That's what I mean about that resentment. And it could be argued, if you're into your Mythic Plus, that raiding is not, you know, you will... I think it's probably easier to be competitive in Mythic Plus without doing Mythic raiding as well than it is the other way around, but you'd probably ideally do everything, wouldn't you? You know, there could be items you can get in raids that are like trinkets and so on that would be bloody useful in Mythic Plus. Right, I'm not getting through there just yet. I don't understand why Blizzard are so opposed to separating out the content. Ooh, crap. I did not pay attention to that. Oh, okay. I was ambushed. I was ambushed. I should have seen that one coming. Oh crap. No, 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 no. I need some health really quickly. Where am I going to get it from? No. Damn. I should have been suspicious there as well. I judged myself there. Is that bloody axe going to come across again? Are they now dead? Am I in the right place? Oh no, they're there, look. Right, well I've still got the power. Yeah. You like watching people run Torghast, wouldn't want to run it more than once or twice. I don't know, it's, you know, it's... I think it's more fun, potentially, than Islands, just based on the notion that you can just do it in whatever size group as and when. You know, I can see this being alright from a casual point of view. Now, were I still doing like raiding or Mythic Plus Dungeon or something like that, then yeah, I wouldn't want to be spending my time in here. Which is why it's a shame they can't just see it as casual content. You know, and by all means have it scale up for more difficulties for those serious players who want to do it as well for achievements and stuff. I don't understand why they can't just... Yeah, I thought there might be an axe there as well. I don't know why they can't just go, do you know what, we've developed this thing for casual players. It's like, no, we've developed this thing for casual players, but it took a load of resources to do it, and we don't want to waste it just on casuals, so we're going to force raiders and other serious players to do it as well. Which is just what I think is the most fundamental thing wrong with WoW at the moment. Oh, it caught me out with... I should have just gone through the whole thing, couldn't I? But I just didn't want to get mugged at the other end. I think this can be fun. I think it can be fun. If it's not a chore, if you're not having to do it, I think this can be fun. Make it a parallel progression system. Preach seem to love Torghast. I love Torghast. You know, so far what I've seen, I think it's very good. I'm just saying, if I were a raider, I would resent having to do it. You know, if I didn't have to do it, if I could just choose to do it, that'd be great. Oh, my metamorphosis is still on cooldown. I've got my jug in the way. Oh, it's on cooldown for ages, said it. Alright, so what have we got? 20. I mean, we wouldn't have, surely wouldn't have this many. I don't know how many you need for various legendary thingies, but I'm guessing this is quite a lot we're getting at the moment. They have to have busy work for us to do. The problem is, though, that they're turning players away. I mean, I couldn't put it any more simply than that. You know, during Legion, when the whole thing started with artifact power and all that, the number of decent rate. I mean, I had massive problems recruiting in Legion just because we'd kept losing players who were just sick of the grind. You know, there's a lot of raiders that, you know, used to be decent raiders, but they just didn't want to do a load of other stuff outside of raiding the game. Now, I didn't do, but I tended to for, like, sake of being social, really. But there are a lot of people who just stopped playing the game because of it. They stopped raiding because of it. You know, so they either went casual or just completely stopped. And And that's the effect it has. You just look at it and you think, right. I mean, I ultimately had to stop raiding because I didn't have enough time to do all the other stuff alongside raiding. You know, because my work was going to get too busy. Now, if it had just been raiding like in the old days, I actually would have been able to do that. I wouldn't now. Actually, no, actually that's not true either. If raiding were like it used to be, oh, no, don't let me die. Jesus Christ, not again. Where's that bloody axe? Oh, Jesus, it's there. Oh, I was stuck in eye beam and I could see a purpley thing over there. Right, I'm very bad at this level. Right, pay more attention. So yeah, this idea of busy work, it's totally unnecessary, because the thing I noticed is when I used to, in Legion, when I was a raider, I looked at artifact power as the thing they're putting in place. Oh, it's in that one as well. This is, oh, I forget. They put it, oh Jesus, you know what? Don't you dare let me die. I'm going to start swearing soon. Right, I'm going to actually remember about the axes this time, I promise. Maybe. Yeah, so in Legion, so I just thought, right, this is for casual players, because it's the sort of players who subscribe for a month, play the content, and then stop subscribing. Oh, God. Why did that one swing back more quickly than the other? And yet, I've done it again, haven't I? No eye beam until I've picked up a thing. Right. Get some leech on the go. And yet it still seems to be killing me. What's killing me? Because that's not an axe. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, I keep losing my train of thought as well. I'm not only knackering all my armour. Something arrives in 9 seconds. Taragru. Who the hell is Taragru? Right, well, I think this place is safe at least. I'll just stay here for a minute. Collect my thoughts. What am I going to love? The Taragru is here. Hurry. I don't even know what. Oh, shit. Okay. Holy. Okay. Right. Okay, I've got you. Oh, because I've died too many times. I see. Yes. Right, well, I have died too many times, so why am I even persisting? I forgot about the death counter. I knew that there would be consequences. Right, well, I'll tell you what. I will do that again, but I'll repair, change my talents. So what did I have? I had insatiable hunger. Did I? I do quite like demon blades. No, maybe I will have that. First blood I like though. Unleash power I quite like. Demonic I quite like. Better than a timer. It is better than a timer. I agree. Yes. Yes. Completely forgotten what I was blathering on about anyway, wasn't it? Right, Scott. Well, let's try a different one. Fracture chambers. Let's try that. Our first one. Interrupt. Busy work. Yeah, because so in Legion I thought it was for the casual player, the one who subscribes for a month and then stop subscribing, and it's there to give them something to do, to encourage them to stay subscribed, to make them feel that they're going to... I'm forgetting I ain't got Demon Blades on here. I have to actually generate my own Fury. So yeah, that's... Whereas then in BFA, and I was a casual player, actually it didn't do that at all. I thought, no, this isn't working for a casual player, because I didn't care about my neck. I didn't need my neck to be high level. I didn't need to farm artifact power to do casual content. So I don't actually know who artifact power is for. It wasn't for serious players, because they stay subscribed anyway, because they're serious players. They need to do the serious content. And if it's not for casual players, because they don't need it, unless it's just for casual players who don't realise they don't need it, perhaps. But that would just seem odd. So I just didn't know who it was for. And I think, but it must be for someone. And I just think maybe Blizzard think it's busy work and don't realise that actually it's just annoying. It's not helping that, you know, it's actively reducing the number of people they have raiding, because people just come to the conclusion they haven't got time to raid and do all this other crap as well. And if you can't be competitive in raiding, you don't bother, so you just end up quitting the game altogether if you don't like the casual content. Now I have to say, something like Torghast has the possibility of making casual playing WoW enjoyable for me as a casual, but I just think of it as if I were a raider, I would just look at it and go, this is horrible. Oh, I keep forgetting I've not got Demon. Change my talents. I don't like the things that keep interrupting me. It's deeply annoying. They want you logged in all the time. Yes, it's self-defeating. It is self-defeating because they're gonna change a lot of players from logging in none of the time. What they did to you unsubbed. I mean, it's ultimately what stopped me playing, because with BFA for me, so obviously I wasn't going to be able to raid, so I tried doing it as a casual, and it was fine, while a few other people that I used to raid with were also playing casually. But of course what happens to most casuals is they suddenly decide that oh, that'd be quite good. You know, after like a lot of casual players, after a month, oh, I'm bored with it now, I'm going to play a different game. And so my little crew, my little posse, were no more. So then, once I'm not doing Mythic Plus with them, it was like, well, what else is there to do? The rest of it was just boring. Because there wasn't anything like this, and I refused to pug. Now, if there had been something like this that I could solo, there's a decent chance I'd have kept playing, even if it was only for a few hours a week. I'd do it just for this, and then that would also mean I would do the other quests and stuff like that, and just stay active in the game. Here's another one of those legendary things. I wonder if you're going to be limited in how many of these you do your day, because like you say about them giving you access to one of those chests quite early on in it, obviously if you're in it for the legendary thing, the efficient way to do it would be to go in, get a chest, leave and go and do another one, wouldn't it? You know, if you can get one in the first 5 or 10 minutes, you will just keep leaving and not going very far in. Now, they probably don't want to encourage that sort of behaviour, so I wonder if there's going to be a limit. Anyway, to me it made me feel bad that I didn't want to do all the islands every week. I felt guilty once I saw that the guilt was gone. Well, I just refused. I mean, I was a casual player. I completely refused to do any content I didn't want to do. And it turned out there's a lot of content I didn't want to do, which is fine. I sort of knew that, because most of the time I played this game, the only content I've wanted to do is raiding. And the other thing as well is these days, I mean, there's Elder Scrolls Online I'm playing and enjoying at the moment. And there's a new expansion for that coming out in a couple of weeks. And looting Phantasma gives damage of my next eye beam. Yeah, why not? There's Star Wars The Old Republic, which I've not been playing recently. Again, if I had more time. I even, you know, would like to do, although Lord of the Rings Online is pretty tricky at the moment, because for some reason it's not working when I try and load in. I can load the game up, but it's not logging in my characters, which is really annoying. Although in truth I know it's foolish to try that again anyway, because that is not a modern MMO anymore, and it has not really been modernised either in many ways. Can't wait for Graham. See, I don't know a great deal about it. I've tried to avoid really knowing much about it, so I will just play it when it comes out. I've got my stamina necromancer ready. That being said, I am also now going to spend my time leveling a Nord, just for the hell of it. And if he's ready by then, he may not be, because I'd have to play quite a bit in the next 2 weeks for him to be ready. But if he was, I might possibly just take that, just for the sake of it being a Skyrim expansion. But if not, it's fine. I'll take the necromancer. You love raiding, but hanging around in Discord to do Mythic Plus every weekend was not happening. Yeah, see, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. For a lot of people, they can't do that. It's either time that you just don't have, or even if you do have the time, it's not a good use of your time. Oh no, what's this? Oh! Might as well put that down. I've forgotten what it does completely, actually. The thing I love about ESO is you're not forced to have a max level character to do the next expansion content. No, in fact, it tries to get you to do it. You know, when you first create a character, it tries to get you to jump straight into the first expansion, or the current expansion. That's to say. Haste. Oh, let's deal lightning. I like the idea of shooting lightning. But yeah, you know, there's many good things about ESO really, but one of them is absolutely that, you know, there's so much types of content you can do, much like in WoW, only you can just do the content you want to do. And for a casual player, there's a lot of content you can do as well. You know, lots of types of content. It is very, very good. As I've said before, I would hate to do it, you know, as a serious player, do the serious content, because animation cancelling is degenerate. Am I following them? Do I not want to go around there? Alright, I'll follow them. I'll let them lead the way. I heard they added AI party members for that starting island quest dungeon. Alright. See, I've not... I mean, I could have a little go of it on the PTS. I did do that for elsewhere. I may have done it for Somerset as well. But I haven't done it for this. I've just decided to keep myself ignorant of it. But I created myself a little Nord Templar today. I'm going to make him a jack of all trades. Utterly pointless, really. But just for the sake of doing a purely casual Nord Explorer character. Oh, I-beam has a 20% chance not to incur its cooldown. Nice. Oh, you mean in WoW? Oh, okay. Well, now, AI party members, I was talking about this before. You know, this would be something that would be quite good addition for LFR, you know, when you're waiting for your tank or something like that. If in actual fact you're not waiting for your tank, because you just get an AI tank, which, let's be honest, is going to be just as good as an actual tank, if not better. Anyway. Right, but higher Storm Send. Am I liking the tower? I am liking it. Yeah, I like it a lot. If I was a raider, I'd be hating it, because I'd be thinking, oh, I've got this shit to do on top of everything else, but I'm not, so yeah. Successfully casting Consume Magic heals you for 20% and grants you a random well-fed buff. Now, I'm going to try that, and I'm going to try and find something to interrupt. Watch this, I won't be able to find anything to interrupt now, will I? Tanked LFR and Warlock, AI can certainly do it, yeah. Well, as I say, better than most actual tanks, I would have thought. It would all, yeah, so... It just takes the sting out of the worst aspects of LFR, I think. Because I think waiting around for a tank or a healer or something is worse than repeatedly wiping. I just think that's the worst part of LFR, the waiting. Especially once you've got in there, because sometimes there's a fair bit of waiting to actually get in the first place. I want something to interrupt. I can't interrupt shooting, can I? That don't work. Right, I'm too used to using Demon Blaze. I should never have taken that talent off, really. To play in Dragon's Dogma, I can tell you that AI can be smart and play as a team player quite well. I mean, it doesn't need to for LFR. Particularly for a tank. Or actually, for anything, really. Because they don't have to be genuinely smart, do they, for LFR? You can actually just code into them the behaviour you need for each individual fight. They'd be better than players. In fact, you'd have, if they did it too well, you'd have people calling for solo LFR where they just give you 24 NPCs. So you don't have to interact with any person. Then there'd be a situation, what if they disguised the fact that it was an NPC so you weren't quite sure if it was a real person or not? Versatility increases. Oh no, that's a caster. Let me. It says I get a well-fed buff. I haven't got a well-fed buff. What's going on? It lied. I interrupted that. Oh. Oh no, it's consume magic I need to use, not... Ah, shit. Does that work? That hasn't worked either. So, what can I actually do with this? Remove one beneficial magic effect. It had one, and it didn't let me nick it. Oh, balls. They'd have to make them talk like people in Twitch chat to seem human. No, 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 they don't talk. People don't talk in LFR. Oh no, I'm not. Right, let's have a look then. I'll have that. Every quest 2 added mercenaries that you can hire. It'd be a tank, a healer, or DPS, and they're just as good as a real player, sometimes better. I mean, quite often you would think better. And they've done that in Final Fantasy, have they? I mean, you know, at the end of the day, the sort of stuff like that is, you know, when the technology exists for it, it's obvious to do that sort of thing. Right, let's see if I can... No. It's not letting me nick that buff as well. Oops. Oh, for God's sake. The shift button's not working very well for some reason. I mean, really, the way MMOs need to see themselves in terms of what's in the future is actively recognising that most players of MMOs, most of them, are solo players. Oh, that was 3 in a row where it didn't trigger, or really 2 in a row where it didn't trigger their cooldown. Oh, there's another little sneaky axe there. At least this one's shown me it before I actually walk into it. If you res them, they say you have my thanks. Well, that would straight away give it away that it's not a person. Got some manners. So that's apparently not a buff I can remove either. Does anything actually have a buff that works with consume magic? I would say LFR is the place to trial this out, because not only is that where it's going to be most useful, but it's also where people will just be grateful for anything, even if it doesn't work brilliantly. It could still be better than the average LFR player. My only concern be, would be people be too willing to click the kick button? You know, if an NPC was actually better than a player or perceived to be better than a player. Oh, it's another one of these things. Oh, I like these, I think. Okay. Is this one even working? Oh, all right, all right. That did something. Right, okay. I know what I'm going to do here. Right, okay. So we'll have that one in that position, and then we'll do that. No. That. No. No. Oh, there's so many combinations this could be. Sod it. I'm not even certain it's working, given that there was no clue. That's all. Oh, all right. I just randomly click one last one for the sake of it, and that's the one that does it. Immune to all damage while casting Eye Beam. Sure, why not? Well, if I'm going to be immune to all damage while I cast Eye Beam, I might as well take a load of damage while I'm casting Eye Beam. Everyone will just queue as DPS and not healer or tank, so that well, I mean, that's another hopeful benefit. You'd still probably get a longer queue because they'd still try and get people into it. I think the NPC would be if a group had been in a queue for longer than a certain amount of time, or when you seek a replacement, you probably have to wait before an NPC comes in because they still want to encourage people to be in. But quite frankly, if it also encouraged people not to queue as a healer when they just intend to DPS, then that would be good as well. I mean, I've already got that, haven't I? What happens if I click it again? Does that go up to a 40% chance? No. You go as far as to say about 80% of the people who play MMOs nowadays are solo players. Well, you say nowadays, I think it's always been the case that it's at least that. I seem to remember at some point Blizzard said, have I done it? Looks like a Chaos Warrior, doesn't it? Like an Orc Chaos Warrior. What was I saying? Yeah, I think it was some years ago now, Blizzard was saying like there was a very, very large percentage of all their players didn't even have a single character at level cap, which by definition probably makes them. Oh, Metamorphosis is still on massive cooldown. Oh no. Oh crap. What the hell? Oops. Oh crap. Are you going to give me anything? Maybe. This isn't going very well. I'm just going to hope that heals or something. Oh, it does. I've got a bit of healing out of that. Oh, okay. His stink is wearing out in some parts. Fine. Actually, I had someone tell me that they've played WoW for 6 years and never once said anything or grouped with anyone that whole time. Until presumably when they talk to you. But it was, honestly, it was, and it was when WoW was at the height of its popularity as well. I'm sure that they released this information that basically said, you know, the oh, that would have been useful for this. You know, they were basically saying, and it was a really high percentage. It may have been 80 or even 90%. It was like the bulk. Well, this will contain a few. How long did that all take? That probably took. Yeah, it did remind me of a Great Unclean one. Well, just like that fella we rescued looked like an orc chaos type warrior from Warhammer. Finish your run and exit Torghast. Yes, why not? Just spend the last 10 minutes finishing off these quests, I think, actually. I'll use your... No, I won't use your yak. I'll use my own. Reset the talents. Oh. No repairs? Okay. Oh yeah, I repaired it, that other thing, didn't I? Right. I'll put that back on there. And I'm putting Demon Blades back on, because I keep behaving as if I've got it anyway. Just finish off with the last few quests. Epic raid bosses were something only a small percentage of the player base got to experience as has got at the early days of WoW. It wasn't even that. Just getting to level 60 was something only so many players did. Might come back and try it. It does. I mean, hopefully it's got staying power, that it's going to be engaging enough alongside, because obviously you would still want to do like main quest lines and things like that, I guess. Right, I'm just going to do these quests. You know, so if I'd have thought like in BFA, if we'd have had this in BFA and I'd have looked at it in the same light as doing the war campaign alongside that, I think I'd have been quite happy. Oh, actually, do I want these? I think I do. But for me, just playing through the war campaign, playing through the story and not doing anything else was not interesting enough. Right, we can track this again now. Going to have the main quest line to get your rep to unlock flying when they add it in Shadowlands. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to hope there's enough in Shadowlands that is going to be interesting enough to a casual player in a way that it wasn't, absolutely wasn't in BFA. I mean, we'll see. But I've got higher hopes than I would in than I had for BFA. I think Torghast is a missing piece of that puzzle. It's just a shame that it has to be, you have to compel more serious players to do it. I really don't see the point of that. I don't know why they have this attitude of wanting to deliberately piss off their players. Mythic Plus broke the cows back for you, but you can raid other games. Well, for me, I mean, the reason why you had to do Mythic Plus really was artifact power, wasn't it? That was ultimately it. Mythic Plus is a really good system. It's just not something you should compel raiders to do. I wonder, because I'm not really paying a lot of attention to what's been written about Shadowlands as yet still. I'm just sort of experiencing it in the alpha at the moment. I'm not trying to stay away from it, I'm just not finding I ain't got really time. But if artifact power's gone, then I would wonder, you know, if they basically remove the need to do Mythic Plus as a raider, you can do it if you want to do it. Some of the best trinkets in Mythic Plus as well. I mean, if they're doing things like that, then that's... But that will only... I don't know. You can't really put a stop to that, can you? But at least that's not as bad as having to do loads of Mythic Plus every week. I mean, that'll be like a particular dungeon you'll want to target, won't it? Which might in reality turn into a few dungeons you'll have to target, because in your group you'll obviously help each other out. But it will be limited. That's at least a limited amount of Mythic Plus dungeoneering. Hundreds of times. Well, I mean, you know, that would surely be unlucky. If you're able to get the... I mean, you've got to be able to get the key to the dungeons you need. Oh no, I've attacked a unicorn. Never mind. Yes, the key's random, but like if you don't get access to a particular key, then you can't do the dungeon, can you? Problem solved. Whereas when you're hunting for artifact power, any dungeon will do. You'll do as many as you can to get the artifact power. Or was the situation anyway. Whereas targeting a bit of loot is not as bad, and there's nothing you can realistically do about it. Whereas the artifact power, the two main problems are, one is you are just having to spam as many dungeons as you can, and the other is it's unnecessary. You know, it's a deliberate device of the developers that's totally unnecessary. They don't have to do it. Whereas if you're going to have the concept of Mythic Plus dungeons, you are going to have some gear in there that will be desirable. That's inevitable. Come down here, you. Thought it could fly. Mythic Plus, one of those good idea and papers. No, it is a good system. They just try to use it. They try to use a system in it to try and force people to do it that wouldn't normally want to do it. Mythic Plus dungeons are a good enough idea to stand up on their own. You don't need to force people to play. Enough people will. But again, I just wish they would get rid of this mindset. If the purpose of compulsory encounters like content is to try and encourage the sort of people who don't normally stay subscribed to do so, it don't work. It can't work. Because by definition, the people you're compelling them with power upgrades. You know, if they want to try and encourage people to keep subscribed, the best way to do that, again, it comes back to Elder Scrolls Online. Look what Elder Scrolls Online do. They have a system where if you log in each day, you get a little bit of a reward, and some of those rewards are actually, you know, unique pets or something like that. But in order to get them, you have to log on pretty much every day of the month. But that's all you have to do is log on and collect your rewards. You don't have to do anything for it. And if you do that, and you do get access to some unique cosmetic rewards, which is far more likely to encourage casuals, which is what you're talking about when you're talking about people who don't say subscribed. But anyway, I'm going to finish this one up here because I need to get off now. I didn't quite finish there, so I'm just going to leave it there. But well, I'll be on Tuesday again with the Elder Scrolls Online, except this time it will be leveling a Nord. A Nord that will actually scare the shit out of people. Did the patch really change the loading times in ESO? Has anything changed the loading times in ESO? Because I've not really had an issue with that. But yeah, I'll be on Tuesday with ESO anyway. Nordiness. And then next Sunday with some more of this. I don't know what. Maybe Paladins will be allowed in Torghast, and we'll do a bit of Torghast on the Paladin, or maybe something else will be out next week. We'll just play it by ear. But thanks very much for coming on, everyone. Have a good evening, and until next time, I'll see you later.